So a quick demo of compiling and playing to your own backing track as per the Leaving Cert Music Technology Higher Elective. The 50% option requires you to put together 3 parts, so we're going to use the software to do that. We're going to use Michael Jackson's Thriller, the breakdown section, as the basis. I also have a little wee MIDI keyboard hooked up that we're going to use to perform over the top at the end. So going straight into it. I have a lot of instruments at my disposal built into the program, and I can compose my own as well. So on this first track I've selected a drum kit that has various sounds at my disposal: kick, snare, hi-hat, etc. So I'm going to start by making a 1-bar phrase. I'm going to open up my MIDI editor a bit further. I've set the time signature for the session to 4/4, and I'm going to put in a kick on the main beats in the bar 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now it's sometimes nice to thicken that up a little bit so I have a more subby bass with that. There is a snare on beats 2 and 4, and similar idea again, just going to thicken it up a little. I'm going to keep that quite basic. So I can go up to my phrase and I can duplicate it. So I now have 4 bars of kick and snare. We're going to put in a clap now. There's also a clap in here. So I've created a 2-bar phrase now, and I'm going to go and find my clap. There it is. And I've got a clap on the 4th beat. So okay, now especially with a clap, it's good to include a couple of samples to emulate a couple of people clapping. And also I'm going to offset it from the grid to simulate a human element, and I'll do this one slightly the other way around. So we have a nice bit of attack and our clap. Great. Okay, so now duplicating that, 4 bars of clap. So we'll go in and do some hi-hats. I'm going to make another 2 bars here on the next clip down. Now a student can put all their parts into the same clip for the drums. I'm just spreading it out onto a couple of clips as it's good practice. We can mix levels slightly differently, but whatever's more convenient and quick for the student, they can do. So I'm going to go and find my hat. There's a closed hi-hat. So I can use a pencil tool as well. I can enter my pattern. Student will have learned this in advance. Okay. I'm going to adjust some of the dynamics. A drummer is unlikely to hit their hi-hat at the same velocity every time. So I'm going to select a couple of these and I'm going to bring down the velocity. Might bring that up slightly. Okay. I'm going to duplicate that pattern. I'm going to create a little rhythmical variation here at the end. And I can add a little bit of swing as well for a bit more groove. Okay, we've also got a cowbell in here. I have 2 cowbells in my kit, so okay, happy with that. I'm going to duplicate that. Okay, so now I've got 4 bars of kick, snare, clap, cowbell, hi-hats. Okay, I'm going to move on to the bass now. So I've selected a bass instrument from my library. We'll take a quick look at that. So I've used a plug-in, a synthesizer, and I've tuned my own sound to suit Michael Jackson's bass. When we have time on these courses, we like to show students other elements that they can get engaged in, like synthesis. These presets are then in the library that they can use, or they can use some of the other built-in instruments. So let's go and create 1-bar phrase, and again we're going to select 16th note semiquavers. Going to go to this octave. So Thriller is in C sharp minor, so I'm going to take a C sharp and I'm going to put in a note here and here. I'm going to stretch that first note. Okay, I'm going to duplicate that bar. It's a very simple bass pattern for this section. Okay, have a quick listen. It's It's getting more identifiable as Thriller, and we'll just put in a little fill in the 4th bar. So we'll use notes that are in the scale. Try B here. Let's see. Nice little fill. Okay, so moving on to the guitar. We've got plenty of guitars to choose from over in our library. I've gone for a nylon string one with an amp, so I'm going to select bar and 16th notes. So I'm going to come down to the 2nd octave here and create a little pattern. I'm going to go with G, B, G, F. So taking the notes in the scale, so G. Okay, it's a recurring pattern in the guitar that I can put over. Okay, so I'm going to edit this a bit. Take out the first 2 notes. Comes up to a C sharp at the end. Okay, I'm going to change the length of those notes to make it more punchy. Okay, and I'm going to make some of the notes at the start of the bar a bit longer to emphasize that. Just some of the velocity again. It's probably a bit too much. Just a bit of variety. Okay, happy enough with that. Going to stick a groove on it. Okay, so I've got a guitar running through now. If you have time, you can make it sound a bit better. I've got another guitar underneath here. More crunchy sounding, just to layer in. You can hear it coming up for the last note there. That'll do it. Okay, so now onto our played part. We'll copy on what we've done, a few more bars. Minimize that guitar and open up our next instrument, which is an organ. If you remember, have our MIDI keyboard set up. So we'll be able to play over the top of our backing track. So if I set that to record in some chords in C sharp minor over the top. So you get the idea, students able to perform like that. We can copy and paste different sections to make it over 32 bars. For example, you could take out your kick and your snare in the start section and just have the hats for the intro. Okay, that should give you a flavor. Thank you.